Hi, my name is Yury, and with this video I want to start a series of videos about most important rules for financial modeling in Microsoft Excel. When I was working in consulting and finance industries, I was lucky to gain very important and valuable insights regarding how to organize financial models in a nice and convenient way, which is convenient for you, your colleagues, and your clients. And this is the content I want to share with you in this series. In this first episode, I want to give you a tip which is extremely important in any numeric calculation which you do in Microsoft Excel. It can be a big financial model, or it can be some small calculation which you do for yourself. For example, maybe you want to figure out how much money do you need to exchange before going on a holiday to another country. This rule is very applicable here as well. And the rule is the following. Always use color coding to clearly separate three types of cells. First, assumption cells, or those where you input values manually. For this, I prefer to use this light orange background. Then, you always have to separate them from formula calculations or references to another cells. And for this, I prefer to use a cell with no background, which looks like it has a white background, basically. And finally, you should have another color code, and I prefer a light yellow for that, for those cells which contain formulas which are inconsistent within the row or a column. The last one sounds a little bit tricky, but let me show you all three in an example, and I'm sure it will become clear. Let's go to the spreadsheet, and here we can see all three types of cells. So here I can clearly see which cells can I change, and we know that they are highlighted with a light orange color. I know that this is not a formula, and I know that I can change it. However, I know that this cell is something which I cannot change manually because its value is managed by a formula. And finally, this light yellow cell. Usually, we want a formula to be consistent within the row. If I click here and we review this formula, when I'm moving on the right or on the left, the formula remains the same, or it uses the relative links. However, if I jump here, we see that the formula is different. And it's extremely important to keep track of the rows or columns which have inconsistent formulas. And that's what we use a yellow background for. So again, coming back to the description, always separate three types of cells: assumptions, formulas, and the inconsistent formulas. And imagine if we look at some spreadsheet with large calculations. For example, on this one, it's a big cash flow statement. I clearly see that there are no manual assumptions which I need to make. All the values here are managed by formulas. However, if I come back to assumptions list, or even better to this one, I see that I insert some values manually. However, these are the values which are managed by formulas. Knowing this in advance and understanding this from color codes is something which will speed up your work incredibly. Thank you for your attention, and more videos are yet to come.